I'm Dr. Frank F. Mallory. Was a full professor and past chair of the Department of Biology here at Laurentian University. I'm now retired. I'm a professor emeritus. I teach one course in biology online, so I'm a sessional professor now in biology, or what's called now the School of Natural Sciences. I have a little group of Laurentian guys who are retired now, except for one. Pretty well all of them, they had the same scenario. They got the same email I got, and they made the decision, okay, I have no choice. I have to agree to retire. And they lost, they lost similar things. Now, see, I'm in a second marriage, so I've got young kids. I got 4 kids at home, a 16-year-old, 13-year-old, 12-year-old, and 10-year-old. Most of their kids are growing up, so it may be impacted less from the point of view of the benefit package. So I think it impacted them less than me. But still, they lost all the exact same things, And there was about over 200 that were let go, I was told, and half of them were also staff. They weren't just faculty members. And a lot of the people who were kept, like we had people who were kept, have left. So we had people who said, okay, you didn't get the email, you're not being fired, or you're not being forced to retire. And within the first year, we had a whole bunch of them just, like rats leaving the ship, as they say, just leaving. So it's it's a massive loss, actually. We were the largest department, student-wise, in science, and we lost 5 faculty. And we've now been, we're called the School of Natural Sciences. Basically, physics was totally wiped out. It has 1 faculty member, I understand, just to teach first-year physics. Mathematics, same thing. We lost these programs, programs. And, I had students phoning me and crying and saying, I was in physics, I got 2 years to finish, what do I do? They're on the phone, they're crying, and so then I get out with the dean. What do the deans say? He says, we don't know what we're doing. And, the stress that these kids were put through, and they kept saying, the president kept saying, oh yeah, students are number 1, they're the most important thing. But you talk to the kids, and they say, I go up to the administration, I try to get things done, I can't get answers. And, if you get a degree in biology, you have to have certain courses are absolutely essential, right? So that's an issue, that's a big issue. We had 9,000 students. I think we're down to half of that or less even. Those students, the economic development associated with universities is massive. So if you think, you got 9,000 kids here, they're all gonna rent an apartment for, say, 10 months at, $1,000 each. There's $9 million just for the city of Sudbury coming in. Then they're going to eat, they're going to have their beers. So that loss is very significant. It's not just for this little university, it's a loss for the whole community in northeastern Ontario in a real way. When they knew they couldn't meet the next payroll, they knew they were in big time trouble, what they did is they initiated the CCAA process, which is designed for private industry. It's not designed for, government organizations or publicly funded organizations. And the way the CCAA system works, as far as I understand, is that you basically take an industry that's gone bankrupt and you sell off the pieces. Since we're a public institution, to do that here is a it's just the wrong legal way to approach this problem that we had. We used to be a comprehensive university. We had PhD programs in almost most of our different areas. We're almost back to being just an undergraduate teaching university like we were like 30 years ago or more, and with about half the number of students. So it's a really unfortunate situation.